the poster of the panel discussion on display.
Yes, ma'am. Yes. A poster of something.
So welcome to all the aspirants who are looking out for the admissions in VNRVJIET Institute of Engineering and Technology. So we will be starting the panel discussion within a minute. I request all the panel members to please switch on their videos so that we can have a snapshot before we start. Yeah. Kranti sir, can you just take a snapshot of this before we start off the session?
Yes, madam. 1 minute. Yes, ma'am. I did.
Thank you. Thank you. So admission section has started this initiative of conducting panel discussions related to all the branches of engineering, whatever we have in our institute, that is VNRVJIET Institute of Engineering and Technology. So in this context, already we had 2 panel discussions which have been completed by mechanical engineering and electronics and instrumentation engineering. So the panel discussions recorded versions are available on our YouTube channel and also on our website. You can go through them. So today our panel discussion is related to the career opportunities in CSC and in the context of cybersecurity, data science, artificial intelligence, and data science. So there are 3 branches which come under this department, which is headed by Dr. Rajshekhar sir. So he's here today as part of our panel discussion. And joining him is a senior faculty from the department, Mr. Sunil Kumar sir, who is also a professor in the department. And next we have our industry experts, Sai Vishnu Vipagunta, who is a solution architect from Freshworks. Welcome, Vishnu sir. And then we have Hemant Kumar, who is a threat analyst and detection engineering from VMware India. Welcome, Hemant.
Thank you.
So today we have one of the industry experts, Mr. Vishnu, and Hemant, who happens to be our alumni also. So today we'll be discussing about the related things specific to these branches. So I would like to bring across all these panelists for the for the knowledge of the parents, as well as for clarifying your doubts, anything related to the branch aspects also. So I request all the parents who have joined in to please hear out to them before you start giving out your questions or whatever queries you have. You can make it at the end of the session. And we also have a Banushri ma'am, who is our IQAC coordinator. So from the institute level, and she happens to be from the same department. Welcome, ma'am. So let us start with the head of the department, Dr. Rajshekhar sir. Sir, good morning, sir.
Madam, good morning. Good morning, all of you, madam.
Good morning, sir. So Rajshekhar sir is quite famous with his video lectures, and he has done a lot of things related to the specialization and how to bring awareness about these branches of CSC, especially the cyber security, data science, and artificial intelligence and data science. So I would like to start off with Rajshekhar sir, since he is heading the department also. Sir, related to the admissions, we have a lot of queries from the parents, especially in the context of what is the significance of this data science or cyber security and artificial intelligence and data science among the emerging technologies. And can you tell me what are your department strengths, especially in handling these courses?
Thank you very much, madam, for a nice and relevant question. Uh, as all of us know, data is an oil, data is the new electricity, data is the real wealth. These are the quotations nowadays we have seen in many platforms. We are living in the age of the fourth industrial revolution. This is the era of data science, cyber security, and artificial intelligence. If you go through the National Education Policy 2020, they specially mentioned cybersecurity, data science, artificial intelligence. These are the futuristic skills, not only in National Education Policy, in NASCAM also, they mentioned these are the subjects, domains like cybersecurity, data science, artificial intelligence will rule the future. That's what this is, which has got so many applications in something like target advertising, recommendation systems, Google Voice, gaming, risk analysis, self-driving cars. There are so many applications related to these particular branches. Also, there is a huge demand and supply gap. There is a huge demand for these subjects, but unfortunately, we are not able to find individuals with appropriate or suitable skills. There are so many articles related to cyber security. They are saying that India will be short of 3.5 million cyber security jobs by year, and not only cyber security. This is the true for data science as well as artificial intelligence. Uh, Related to department, we are how we are ready to address these skills related problems. Our department faculty are divided into three areas. Few faculty are working in cyber security, few faculty are working in data science, few faculty are working in artificial intelligence. They are learning, and weekly once they used to share their knowledge in that particular domain. Most of the faculty are certified by NPTEL in these domains. While forming syllabus also, we spend a lot of time in framing syllabus of all these subjects. We interacted academicians, we interacted people from ISI Calcutta, we interacted from IITs, we interacted with different industry experts. We compared our syllabus with our topmost NIRF institutes. We can proudly say our syllabus is one of the best syllabus, whether it is cyber security, whether it is data science, whether it is AIDS. It is revised many times. It has shown to many people. It has cross-checked in many levels. We interacted people and we collected materials. We department itself recorded 700 plus lectures on subjects like ethical hacking, data science, cyber security, artificial intelligence. First, one important thing is formulating syllabus is one of the biggest challenge. After formulating, delivering that syllabus is also one of the important thing. We worked really hard in framing syllabus. Also, we are ready to deliver that subject, that syllabus on par premier institutes in the country. We are very happy. We are very happy to associate with very good students. We have, as all of us know, VNR is known for talent students. We are involving students also in many knowledge sharing related activities, madam. That's my from my side, madam. Kanti Sudha, madam. We have time constraints. If I keep on speaking, it may not be good. There are other speakers. Yes, thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you to. It's very nice to know that your people are certified in this relevant courses, or whatever you are saying, that is cyber security and what you call data science, AI and DS. So, and especially NPTEL. NPTEL is a certification which is given by IITs. So I think it carries a lot of weightage, and also a lot of expertise is required, especially to crack these kind of certification courses. And since your faculty are well versed in these technologies, I think it's really a very good exposure for the students to have such kind of faculty in the department. So now let's move on to Sunil Kumar sir, who happens to be our senior faculty in the department. Um, Sir, when parents come to me, so they keep asking us a lot of questions. So I just want to hear from an expert like you. So what is the difference between CSC and the allied branches? Because many are in a confusion whether they can take up these allied branches in comparison with CSC. And what is the differentiation that the companies or the recruiters are showing, especially in terms of recruitment for CSC or these branches? So this particular question is just because in the context that not even one batch has passed out from these allied branches. So the parents do have their own anxiety about these things. So can you just elucidate on this, sir?
Yeah, sure, ma'am. Definitely. Yeah. Good morning to one and all once again. I am glad part of this panel, today's panel discussion regarding the admissions and the prospects of our proud, dynamic, new, young, and very elucidating branch that is data science, cyber security, and AIDS, which is a very young and dynamic department, which is a part of our VNRVJIET Institute of Engineering and Technology, Hyderabad, Telangana. First of all, I express my heartfelt thanks to the organizing head, that is Dr. Kantisuda Madam, who is heading our admission section, and also my head of the department, Dr. M. Rajshekhar sir, and also my senior colleague, Y. Bhanusri ma'am, who is heading currently the IQAC in the institute level, and my good old friend and colleague Kranti Kumar, and my dynamic young friends and industrialists, that's Sai Vishnu and also Hemant Kumar. Part of this today's panel discussion, I warm welcome all the parents and aspirants, those who have really believed in with us and joined with us now for today's sharing. Yeah, it is my privilege to be part of the panel discussion to give my experiential insights about the asked question, like elucidating about the parenting branch, that is computer science and engineering, and also the newly introduced three specializations as a one branch, that is about data science, cyber security, and AI&DS. So my understanding regarding this is, I just put a simple analogy first and I'll elaborate it later. When we take the medical field, MBBS, in olden days, people used to believe a doctor can be recognized and given permission as a license holder to treat the people once he or she has MBBS in their hand. Now, if I take the computer science and engineering with an MBBS level of degree, now if you take again that MBBS is demanding to have their specialization in terms of the masters, like MD, MS, having the complete specialization, get into the details of the complete specialization with respect to the every human body and their organs. When it comes to a word of organ, it is a specialization in what? Cardiology, neuro, something like brain, heart, whatnot, every party. Now, when it comes to the computer science and engineering branch earlier and even now, which is no doubt, which is the parent department, where students are learning the complete engineering part of the computers and the related programming languages, which is very much essential, no doubt, as far as the computer science and engineering branch is concerned. But now, what else made the people to think about the specialization? The industry did a need of addressing the real-time problems with respect to the required applications to be developed by the industries. For example, as a data science specialization, one should be more inclined towards learning the data science related programming languages or statistical related programming languages like R, Python, SQL. Having the specialization in this, when on addition to the existing regular coding programming languages like C, C++, Java, Oracle earlier. Now, what is demanding is, what else you can do something because of this disruptive change in the technology phase changes. That is about the data science, where people are more paid for that. Industry is also more expecting people to come to join with them for project development, having specialized knowledge rather than the holistic overall understanding about the computer engineering part as well as coding part. So there the data science is demanded and more scope for the data science students to excel. Now, when it comes nowadays, our life is on the net. Internet is playing a vital role, which has become part and parcel of our human body, like how nervous system is interconnected, all the human body. Every organ is being interconnected. The same nervous system, if I take into my computer science engineering field, everything is on net, social networking, banking technology online, our payments are online. Even government is proudly announced that we are going to use the cryptocurrencies very soon in future with industry 4.0 revolutions. So when we are imagining all our lives on the net, having the interconnection between the activities to develop such softwares, programs and packages and software development itself, there comes the security aspect, because everything should be ensured online. Therefore, security, therefore, cyber security. So, again, when it comes to the cyber security, again, people required to work more intelligently to write the secure softwares. And related to that, what are all the languages that supports for secure software development? So you again, for the development of the project, development of the system, understanding the engineering core part of the computer and software as well, but in a more specialized way of securely doing things, ensuring security, their cyber security. And artificial intelligence, neural networks, and that is again part of our parcel and life. So combination of these two, AI and data science comes with. Therefore, every organization is taking the new dimension of the software development for analyzing the massive databases for data science. At the same time, the analysis or development can be done in a secure manner. Therefore, again, it is one more specialization. Combination of this artificial intelligence and data science, again, AI&DS. Therefore, dear parents and panelists here given opportunity, what I want to bring in a nutshell is, these fields are taking more demanding shape and dire need of addressing the industry applications and software development because of the societal dire need of addressing the real world problems. When we are dealing with our banking, finance, banking applications, day-to-day banking transactions, security is required. Therefore, it is an ever-growing field having the lot of scope for getting the more benefit, having the very, very proficient and highly paid roles. And there is a big ladder for the students to climb and also reach highest pinnacles in their lives. Of course, whenever you have improvement, specialization, knowledge, obviously it is appreciated by highly paid perks by institutions and industries. So please believe this is going to be a groundbreaking technology, having the specialization that gives the great opportunity for the aspirant, whoever is looking for a CSC. No doubt, believe this is nothing but the specialization and more scope compared to CSC on addition to CSC. In fact, our students of data science, cybersecurity, and AI&DS are assured for learning of their 4 years degree here. On top of the computer science coding languages, they'll also learn definitely specialization languages like R, Python, and security related softwares. Therefore, that gives them a more scope to excel, and recruiters definitely appreciates. But so far so good, having up to the second year, we do not have, honestly saying, the experience of how many people are specialized recruited, since it has not been happened for the recruitment process because the batch is a second year level. But for sure, industry is in a dire need of so many data scientists, so many cyber security officers, so many A&DS combination specialization intellectual people to join with them for continuous development of latest software development because of this disruptive technology momentum. Therefore, I can say this is a more scope and advantageous field definitely for any aspirant or any parent. And our department, as our head of the department just said, we have been continuously learning, being we faculty, which is one of our primary objective of learning, that is program educational objective. One of them says for us to learn. Lifelong learning is the primary duty of every faculty, even to teach our dynamic young minds who are coming with a good creamy layer of best ranks to our institution. We are accelerating ourselves in learning on every semester, on every day-to-day basis. We are proud to be part of that such dynamic systems in the VNRVJIET Institute of Technology, where our management departments, leadership at institute level are always encourage us to learn and to build our potential in terms of the knowledge gaining. And we can do that. We have been doing it. Future also we can do very optimally. Thank you very much for the question. I express and take this platform to thank one and all whoever is provided this opportunity and platforms.
Thank you,
Thank you
sir.
so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for elaborately explaining about the significance of the branch and also how to go about. And I think the analogy, what you have taken, is also very quite interesting for the parents to understand what is the perception that they have and what is actually happening. So since you have mentioned about the industry and we are talking about careers, so I would just like to rope in our industry expert Sai Vishnu, who is a solution architect and solution engineer from Freshworks, having 10 years of experience in the industry. And his primary interests are on enterprise service management and security. And he has graduated with BTech Computer Science in 2012. So welcome, Vishnu. And from your end, I just want to know. So what are the career prospects or job prospects? What is the role of a data science expert or a cybersecurity expert in the industry? And how is the growth of career in this particular industry?
Absolutely. Thank you very much, ma'am. Thank you everyone for inviting me for this discussion. So to introduce about myself, right, I've been a front-end developer in the initial stages of my career, and 3 or 4 years later, I moved in as a security consultant inside Freshworks, and enterprise service management and security has been my basic day-to-day job. So who is a data analyst? Who is a AI engineer? Or who is anyone who is a security consultant? What do they do in the company? So you have CSE as a stream, and CSE as a stream teaches you overall about engineering, as Sunil Kumar sir said. So overall engineering is basically, if some startup is being built, you need core computer science guys to really start the company and build your software. But for the company to grow and to understand where they are getting money, how their current customers are, and also understand where they should invest better, they need data science. AI is basically helping data science to grow properly. Say, for example, you have AI bots, basically, which would go into the customer's behavior, the customer's habits, and input into data science. And cybersecurity is the overall framework where it keeps the complete infrastructure secure. So CSE, data science, AI, and cybersecurity are very different streams for that matter. And companies definitely need each one of them as a very keen part of their organization. So look at an engineer who goes through testing as a framework or engineering as a framework. They would really get into computer science engineering. They want to build a company, CSE is the way to go. But these specializations are like hands and limbs of everything that the company does. So without this, there is no software company at all. So the worry about being hired if I go into this, or the worry about whether it will give me good career prospects, there's no doubt about it. You have C-level leaders, basically CEOs or CXOs, specifically for these streams. And it can start from a fresher, and even in 30 years of career being a C-level executive, you still have a job. And that goes very primarily, and that's equally and well paid by any company for that matter. So look at them as 4 pillars. Look at them as 4 pillars for any company to be built, not really like it's a different stream. So that's what I would say.
Yeah. Thank you, Vishnu. Thank you. Being from the industry, I think it really adds value of what you have told today about these branches of engineering and how it is very much relevant for the companies also for the, for growing, as you said. So, which is very quite interesting to know. And since we have heard that there is a lot of a shortage of these people who are specialized in these branches, especially data science or cybersecurity and all these things. Now I would like to ask Banushree ma'am, who happens to be our IQAC coordinator, Institute Quality and Assurance Cell also, to emphasize on how is the quality of education in the institute? How do you ensure that the students whom you are there in your branch stand up to the standards what the industry is asking for, and how do you train them, and what are the things that from the institute you are offering to the students such that they stand competent enough among their peer group?
Yeah, good morning. A very fresh good morning to all the panel members here. Our dynamic head of the department and our senior faculty here, like Sunil sir, Kranti Sudha Madam, Jalandhar sir, and also our Kranti sir, and our alumni and our industry expert. A very warm welcome to all the aspirant parents and students as well. That's a nice question asked to me, like very relevant question to me also as well, because we at VNR, all the faculty are very passionate towards teaching and also research. So let me highlight how we go with teaching in the institution in every department, coming to that factor. Like our objectives and our vision and mission of our VNRVJIET says about developing each student as an all-round personality who are ready for industry and also society. Not only we cater to the needs of industry, but we cater to the needs of society. So what are the differences, different requirements for being society ready and industry ready? Industry ready, we focus only on technology and technical skills, etc. But what about the societal needs? We do cater to the needs of ethical thinking and professional development, attitude and empathy towards the situations that happen in the society, and also solving the societal needs using the technical skills they have developed in the institution. So coming to this part, our Vigyan Jyoti philosophy also deals with the same pattern. Like we cater the students with all the four basic requirements of our pyramid. The first is the curriculum and the teaching learning, where we offer the students a state-of-art curriculum, which we design through the help of experts from IITs, NITs, and industries. Also, we consult foreign universities and foreign professors to add up their inputs into our curriculum. Later, coming to the teaching and learning pedagogies that we use in the institution are not only the chalk and talk. We do give so much of importance for chalk and talk because that's the ancient way of teaching in our Indian education system that always makes us very connected to the students. Always the teacher-student connection is given more importance in our classroom. And we ask students to speak a lot while having the discussion over a specific concept. We throw some light, giving a question to them, which is like guided inquiry learning. We go with POGIL activities like process-oriented guided and inquiry learning and peer learning, think, pair, share. All these different teaching pedagogies we use in our classroom, where we make the students an important part of a learning system. And the third one, mostly it is into the research activities. Many of the faculty here provide their research problems, PhD problems, or their research funded project problems to the students. They divide them into small tasks and they allot them as student projects, where the students very closely interact with the faculty to resolve them. And many students from BTech, they have research publications in IEEE conferences, journals, and also Elsevier and Springer papers. They do have. By the final year, the students, at least they are having one or two publications in their hands. With that, they are approaching the foreign universities for masters, and also in IITs and IIScs, they are getting their master's degree seats. And for this, we are making the students a part of student clubs, where the student clubs mostly are focusing on the coding technologies, coding contests, hackathons. I am proud to say, like this year, we are hosting a Smart India Hackathon contest in our institution as well. So our students clubs are very active in participating in this coding contest and also hackathons. Along with that, we also have many professional clubs like IEEE, ACM, CSI. Through these professional societies, students are able to grab the international opportunities as well. We have IEEE scholarships that are being offered to our students in EC department. In future, we are going to get them in ACM and CSA as well. And along with this, we have VJ Hub, which is a startup environment in the institution. It is an Section 8 registered company in our college, where the students can also give their ideas and have a startup in the institution with zero cost from them. Only thing they have to come up with is a wonderful idea and technical skills with which they can have a small industry established in the institution environment itself, and they can go out with a good company from the institution. We have few alumni who are already a part of VJ Hub. And also few students of our home department, CSE, also have patents on their names. The students themselves have the patents along with the faculty. That shows how good the students are involving in learning the skills as well as doing research and innovation activities. This is how an all-rounded personality is being developed towards the students in our college. This is about how the teaching learning practices happen in the institution. Consider, madam, have I
Yeah.
exceeded the time?
Yeah, no, not at all. I think it's really good and interesting to know and see what is happening in the institute from the parents' perspective also, because when they walk in for the inquiries also, we'll not be able to explain them what are the things being done in the institute and all these things. I think it's very briefly you have quickly put up everything, summed up everything in a nice way about how we are actually aiming for an all-rounded personality of the student. So, since we're talking about students, so let me get back to Hemant, who happens to be our alumni and also who is a threat analyst detection engineering. So, the name tag itself is sounding very pretty much close to the branch what we are talking about. He holds a bachelor's degree in the stream of CSE, and he has started as a security analyst at IG Group. And currently, he's working as a threat analyst in detection engineering at VMware India. He has more than 13 plus years of experience in the domain of cybersecurity, and his primary interest is in red teaming and threat research. So, Hemant, I would really like to know what are the things that you have picked up from the college, or what are your major influences which you think has helped you in your current position, whatever you are holding there. And also, please tell me what you like the most about VNR College.
Sure, ma'am, definitely. A very good morning, one and all, and thanks for the opportunity, ma'am, and happy to be a part of this panel. Um the most influencing things I would say, like on a personal note, I joined as an lateral entry student, which will happen to join in second year of BTech. Uh, During that part, a workshop was scheduled to us, like where introduction to cybersecurity has happened, and upon completion of the workshop, they just conducted an hackathon kind of thing, and I'm one of the guy who topped the hackathon, and we offered for an internship. From there, my career, I would say, like the career has begun for me, where I've been introduced to all these students, like where the like-minded people has been joined and formed as a team, and we together participated in learning things. And as I said, like we offered for internship, we met all the other students of other colleges, and where we exchanged our ideas and started learning together. And we've been introduced to the conferences part and other things which will happen around the city of Hyderabad. And every month there will be a conference which will happen by Null Hyderabad, and the department and the staff has supported me into attend such conferences and learn from them, and just explain the things to the fellow students what we have learned and what has been happening in the cybersecurity and things. Those made an high influence, I would say, ma'am. And it's cross learning thing, like learning from the outside and teaching the same to the fellow students and other things. And the most thing that I like the lot at VMware is, like, we're not just restricted to the college boundaries, but we encouraged at every part during our graduation, like uh, doing some research within the college and doing the projects that we are interested of. All these things commute, madam, I would say.
Thank you, Hemant. Thank you for giving an authentication of all the processes that are being done in the institute. So I think the parents and the students who are hearing out through this session, I think they'll be able to understand and appreciate what are the initiatives that the college is taking in grooming the students aptly for the purpose of the industry needs. And I think Hemant and Vishnu happens to be good examples for whatever our institute has put up for the students. So I would like to thank all the panel members who have been part of this session today. And I would like to throw the session open to the parents. If any parents want to interact with these people, they can just shoot up their questions or anything in the chat box also. We'll try to address them if possible. Any parents? I think a few of the parents have logged in for this session. So any doubts if you have related to the branch aspects, I think we do have the experts all available in this panel discussion, and I think they will be able to better clarify your doubts. So anyone who wants to answer question, please go ahead. So I do think there was few questions in the chat box related to the admission fee structure and all. So the admission fee structure and all will be displaying it along with the application, which will be notified shortly after the MSET results. So you can go through our website. All admission updates will be available on the website. Yes, say to Chandana in the chat box, what is IT? Chandana, I think you can log into the session, which will be there for the IT people also. So we'll be shortly sending you mails related to the discussion, panel discussion on IT also. You can follow on that.
Kanji ma'am, let me take that. That's fine.
Okay.
So, Chandana, basically, like CSE is something which is more focused towards an engineering perspective, right? You have engineering principles and you have principles of how which a particular software has to be built. IT is more focused toward building of that software rather than the engineering principles as such. Most of the subjects are very common between CS and IT, but where it majorly differs is the process of how you really learn and understand to build something. So, say for example, you're learning to build a software using Java. Okay, CSE will teach you concepts like operating systems and concepts like computer networks, where you can really build on the concepts of operating systems and computer networks, which is very core engineering to that perspective. IT will really teach you how to build software for Web 3.0 or Web 2.0 as such. So it's only the focus. It's not the curriculum or the challenge that you learn. It doesn't mean that if you go into IT, you'll not be hired by some company, or if you go into CSE, some other benefit you'll get out of that company. It's only what you learn rather than what the industry needs. So it's a focus that you need to put for yourself rather than looking at IT not being hired or computer science being hired in the placement session.
Yeah. Thank you, Vishnu. Thank you on that.
Hemant, you want to add something to that?
Sorry.
Chandana, I think it's clarified. Hope it is clarified. Yeah, thank you, sir. She has posted it. Right. So I think it answers her question. Thank you, Vishnu, on that. Yeah, if you are just you can even chat. You can even put it in the chat box. The questions also. We'll try to answer, or you can unmute yourself and put forth the questions to the panelists who are available. All the parents, those who are logged in, I think it's a good opportunity for you to explore what are the branch prospects and related things. So anything if you require here, I think the subject experts are available. Definitely it will help you in knowing it directly from them. If there are no questions, so I think we can wrap up the session since I think the parents, none of them are putting forth the questions. I do think that they're just following and they are trying to know and gain knowledge on these branch aspects and all these things. So thank you all of you. Thank you for joining this panel discussion on a short note and also sparing your time for this session. I think it really will help all the potential aspirants who are there in this live session, as well as those who go through this video at a later point also. I do think that it will clarify most of their doubts. So thank you for all this. And thank you, Kranti sir, who happened to be our backbone in conducting this session by putting all the people together and doing all the required collaborations to be done behind the back. So thank you, Kranti sir, and thanks to the head of the
Thank you,
department,
madam.
Rajshekar
Madam,
sir.
we have one more question which is coming in. They're talking about
Yes.
can they join Triple E or AI and move branches in the second year?
No. You can't do that. That facility is not there as of now. So we don't have that option. So we have to follow certain guidelines given by the government. And as per the guidelines only, we do follow that. So there is no case of switching, but you do have minor degrees which you can do in your third year, even though you join in a core branch. So we are offering even cybersecurity and data science also as minor degrees, starting from the third year, where they can do some additional credits and gain the expertise in the relevant field. So it comes with a, which will be reflected in your original degree also, along with your core branch degree. So like BTech in Triple E with minor in cybersecurity or minor in data science. So that is how it comes. So it will be a very good thing.
So I want to tell you one thing, Lakshmi Narasimha. If you want to join AI, right, you're at the best place. Why do you want to move to CSE again? So it's like the same thing, right? If you're going for AI and you're really learning computer science there, it really doesn't make sense for you to shift back to CSE. I mean, you want to go through the same room with different doors. You just want to go through a different door. So if you're getting AI, get into AI. That's an excellent course to get into.
Yeah. So yeah, you can get admission through JE score, madam. Sorry, JE score. Mr. Ramakrishna has put this question. Yes, sir. There is a particular what you call category, which we call it as category B merit, where we see only the JE rank into consideration. So based on the JE merit itself, we'll give the admission, for which the fee structure will be the same as stipulated by the government. Is there any MS degree certificate in third year? It's not MS degree certificate. What we are saying is it's a minor degree program. Okay, so just like you do have some specialization and all. Yeah, thanks for the great info. Thank you, sir. DRK Rao, sir. Thank you for joining in. I think sir has walked in yesterday for the inquiry, and I think today he has joined the panel discussion. So very good to see that the parents are really interested in knowing the branch prospects. Abroad internships. So as of now, we don't have any abroad internships. We do have tie-ups with few foreign universities wherein we take their expertise in, especially in the curriculum framing, as Banashri ma'am was mentioning, and also in a few of the guest lectures, probably in some topics where we rope in few of the foreign faculty through online sessions and all these things.
Madam, to add for this, we have few CSE students who did abroad internships online, madam, during their summer break. From that abroad internships, they got their placements also from the international companies. But it should not affect our curriculum timings, ma'am. Like they can't exceed the timings beyond the summer break.
Actually, they can go for abroad internships, madam, but there are few rules. Like last year, I did an internship in USA.
Yes, sir. That's what I'm saying. Ramakrishna, sir, you can get through JE score, sir, provided you have qualified in your JE mains, sir. Is OCI students considered in NRI quota? Definitely, ma'am. Overseas citizen of India, definitely you'll be considered and you'll be prioritized also in the NRI quota. Yes, sir. Moinuddin Syed has raised his hand. You can shoot up your question, sir. Mr. Syed, can you just put up your question? You can unmute and talk also. Unmute yourself, sir. Sir, yeah.
Yeah, if we want to get internship in India, how to in cybersecurity, where to apply?
We can apply over LinkedIn or other portals, ma'am. The number of internships available for cybersecurity and openings as well for entry-level roles or internships or whatever. Usually, if you go for an internship, they will consider you to convert into their FTE role, I would say, after completion of your graduation.
Okay.
By the way, FTE is full-time employees. So intern as an employee is FTE.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
So let me emphasize the importance of cybersecurity in today's world, right? These days, all your files or WhatsApp messages, all of these things really are physical messages which are stored in servers. And today, we only have cloud as servers and you store your files there. The authenticity of these particular systems are not really great. Okay, how can you say that the degree that is there online is really true to itself or not? And that's where Web 3.0 is really coming into picture, and that is blockchain. Do not understand blockchain as cryptocurrency, parents. Cryptocurrency is just one implementation of blockchain, and cybersecurity, AI, and data analytics or data science is more related to how blockchain implementations go through the world in the next few years. So, blockchain is basically about having a decentralized network. I mean, I don't want to go technically, but it's just basically two systems which can be openly validated by anyone in the world. So if there is a file or a system in the cloud and someone can validate that it is true, it comes to the concept of blockchain. So implementation of blockchains are going to be the future, and that's where more cybersecurity and AI and data science systems are really required. Lasya, AI is more about writing a program which can understand the current situation and update data, and you can take decisions out of that data. AI is trying to replace a human being who is doing that job. So you write a program which can replace the human being doing that job and take decisions out of the data which is coming out of it. Now, Kantisuda madam, that's a question for you.
AI and robotics. Yeah, robotics is offered as an open elective, I guess. So any branch students, they can take it up and they can do the course. So there is no restriction. So there are few subjects which are like open electives offered by all the branches starting from third year. So depending on your interest, you can take up any of these courses, whatever you wish to take. Okay, and related to Ramakrishna sir, you are asking about confirmation of seat. So we haven't opened the admissions yet, sir, and not even the application also. So you just have to wait. As I told you, please keep following the website for more updates on admissions related things. Okay. So even Lakshmi Narasimha, who has posted that he has got some marks. Sir, based on those marks, we will not be able to tell you whether you will get CSC or not. We need the MSET rank, sir, and as well as we also need the credentials required to at least tell you where you stand in the competition. Okay. So please keep following the website for any updates related to application or related to anything. We'll be continuously posting it on the website itself. So there is no concept of blocking the seat, sir. We don't do that. We just follow the process as per the process only. Sir. So I think that's it from the parents and the students who are joining this session. Last year, no, there is no separate admission process. You have to come through the category of NRI itself. Okay, so along with all the other OCI cardholders, whoever have put in their application, we'll go through the merit and then we'll offer the admission based on the merit. Fee reimbursement is something related to the government aspect. So depending on your category, the fee reimbursement aspects will be given in your guidelines itself when you are going for the MSET counseling. It's nothing to do from the college aspect. So any fee reimbursement activities or any fee reimbursement cases are basically only through MSET. Will it be refunded if we don't join in VNR? So there are certain cutoff lines or cutoff dates wherein we specify that you have to pay the fees, and beyond that date we will generally not address all the cancellations also. So there will be cutoff dates both by the government as well as from the college also, wherein we simply put forth our dates where this date you can't have a cancellation. So you have to strictly follow by the guidelines, whatever are provided during the application. Is there any full fee reimbursement? So that's what I told you, sir. Only the government is giving full fee reimbursement as of now. To know more about VNR management quota, can we approach the college? Sir, definitely you can approach. We do have admission section where we can cater to your queries and all those things. Yes, Mr. Syed, you have raised your hand. Please go ahead. What is the question? Please unmute yourself. Moinuddin Syed has raised the hand. Please unmute yourself and ask the question. Can I come to college to get the admission? Sir, that's what I told you. The admission process has not yet started. So once the process starts, so depending on the admission taken, you can definitely come and join us. No doubt on that. I think the panel members have thrown enough light on the branch of cybersecurity, CSE cybersecurity, CSC data science, artificial intelligence and data science. I do hope the parents are able to clarify their doubts. So the session was intended to give you an insight about these branch prospects and also about the branch particulars. And we have all the related experts here. I do ask the parents to just be concentrated on the related technical details, what you require. Anyway, admission details all will be available on the website. Okay, thank you on that note. So let me thank all the panel members, Vishnu, Hemant, who have joined us in spite of being in the working environment today. And thanks to Sunil Kumar sir, Banishni ma'am, and Kranti sir, who have joined this panel discussion and were able to contribute in a very efficient way in making the people understand or the parents understand. And thanks to Rajshekhar sir, who has put forth all these people into a panel discussion and bring out the potential of the branch very clearly to the parents and the potential aspirants. Thank you, sir. Thank you to all of you for sparing your time for this valuable
Thank you,
session.
Kranti Sudha madam. Thank you, Hemant Kumar and Vishnu. Special thanks. You are supporting us like anything. Thanks to our own people, Sunil Kumar sir, Banusri, and Kranti Kumar. Thank you, madam. Thank you so much.
Our pleasure, sir. It's our pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, everybody. Thanks a lot. Thanks for the parents and students. Bye for the day. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you, one and all. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you all. Good day.
Good day to all. Bye. Thank you so much.
Kranti sir, you can stop recording, I guess.
Yes, madam. I have stopped, madam. Thank you, madam. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you. Thank you, sir.